Rafael dos Anjos versus Renato Moicano. And again, our friends at 4-1 MMA calling out that Moicano has the biggest cojones.
Balls of adamantium. I mean, Jesus
that we
Christ,
could.
man.
Ooh, taking a beating. Now, this kind of got me feeling some sort of way, right? And I started thinking
Yeah.
about Max Holloway versus Calvin
Mhm.
Kattar, where I'm
Yeah.
thinking, okay, when does the corner throw in the towel? When does the doctor say, hey, he's
Terrible
probably
doctor.
when
Awful
he was
doctor.
he was a savage, and then Mark Goddard. I look, okay, Mark Goddard. A couple years back, I think it was our first award show. I gave Mark Goddard the Referee of the Year award. Right,
Yeah.
last year it was Herzog. Before that was Mark Goddard. I think that
Back to back years for Herzog from me.
in this case, Mark Goddard, you knowing MMA more, I would assume, than that doctor that's walking in there. And I get that the doctor knows more probably about just health in general.
Yeah.
But dude's taking a beating, man.
Dude's taking a beating, his eyes swollen shut. He's not offering anything back once it goes to the ground, which it goes to the ground every single round. He's just getting pummeled. He did have really good success. I was seeing it every time he'd throw the jab and the two behind it, the right straight. RDA would duck the right straight and then shoot the takedown. He adjusted though, and he started throwing the jab to the uppercut, and was having a ton of success with the uppercut. But regardless, it was still like 3 minutes of top control by RDA in every single round. So he's getting pummeled. The head kick knockdown was nasty. Probably
It
could have
was.
called the fight during the ground and pound after that. I would have been okay with that. But
Renato Moicano has no quit in him, though, man.
yeah,
Because not once did he stop trying to gain better position
no,
or
definitely.
intelligently defend himself.
The dude's game for sure.
Oh my
So
god.
he did his part to get the fight to make the fight continue. Mark Goddard should have stopped it after the high kick, in my opinion. Then the doctor comes in. He does the high school concussion test that doesn't do shit, and he's like, "Nah, he's good." And then Goddard's like, "Whatever, I'll let it go." Then before the fifth round, I mean, look at that. Before the
Oh
fifth
my
round,
god.
before the fifth round, he's like, I'm worried that his corner's not going to stop it. His corner's not going to stop the fight. They should. The corner should have stopped the fight, in my opinion. And then Mark Goddard's telling the doctor, I need you to look at him because they're not going to do their job. And the doctor's like, he can see. And he's like, he can see. And he's like, technically, he can see. And it's like, okay. I guess I can't stop because the ref can't stop it there.
No, but
And
HLB
so,
Comer brings up a really good point. He said the doctor told the ref
yeah,
it's
he did his part.
reasonable to stop it.
Yeah,
It'd be reasonable to stop it. So
true. He did say that. And then here's what Mark Goddard did that I don't agree with, and he should not have done it. Mark Goddard goes out to start the fifth round. He walks over to Moicano and he says, "You have 30 seconds to show me something." This is probably right here. Goddard saying, "You have 30 seconds to show me something to make so that I won't stop this fight." Terrible. He should not ever do that. You should never do that. It's not the referee's job to do that. The referee should not influence a fighter in that way to make Moicano go out there guns blazing, maybe get knocked out to start the round. Goddard should have told himself, "I'm going to give him 30 seconds to show me something." He should never put that on the fighter. You shouldn't do that, in my opinion.
yeah.
I think he should have told himself, "I'm giving myself 30 seconds unless he shows me something." The referee should not be influencing the fight in that way.
When we think about that, right? Because we also hear the referee telling fighters, like, if they're in the middle of getting hit, when let's say a fighter's on top ground and pound,
Mm-hmm.
and you hear referees say, "You got to show me something."
Mm-hmm. I
Right.
think that's different, though. I think that's different
Okay. How
because
so?
in that moment, the fighter might be saying, "I'm fine. I'm just shelling up. I'm weathering the storm." But he might not know the referee's about to stop this fight because I'm not showing something. So that's different than to start the round. Hey, you better go out there and do something. Show me that you're still in this fight, because then that's going to influence how he's starting the round. He's not already in danger. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
it's different. I think it's different. I think it's different.
And you see a couple different sides of this, man. Because
Oh yeah.
well, first
sure.
let
That's my
me talk
opinion.
about the fight, right? Because you have RDA, who's still showing he is elite,
Yeah.
man. This guy doesn't age.
Yeah.
It's crazy. His high kick was so quick, and his work to the body leading up to the high
His
kick,
head movement.
his head movement, his footwork, it's super fantastic still.
Yeah.
And Renato Moicano, this was just a little too much for him. And hey, he took this on short notice.
On like what, 5 days notice?
Renato Moicano took this on short notice, so props to Renato Moicano. Like you said, he showed his game, so props to him. Can't take that away from him. But just a little too much too soon, I think, for Moicano, because he just now started, building himself up again. And hey, you got to shoot your shot though. If the opportunity
Yeah.
presents itself, you got to shoot your shot. And that being said, like I said, I was gonna just talk about the different sides of it because you heard the announcers saying, "Hey, Mark Goddard handled this beautifully." Just as an
Yeah.
example here, you see our friends from 4-1 MMA saying, "Hey, I'd allow it." They would
Yeah.
prefer that the referee kind of instigates action.
Mhm.
So there's two sides of the coin, and I guess it just really depends on what it is that you would rather see. Me personally, I would have liked to see Goddard go up to the corner of that fifth round and be like, "Hey, doctor said it's reasonable to stop. I'm stopping it based off of the amount of damage that he's taken."
It should have been
Um,
stopped after the fourth.
I think so too. But we always say the corners know their fighters best.
Yeah,
We always say
but
that.
it's definitely true. They know their fighter's best, but in a situation like this, and listen, he won the fifth round on one of the judges' scorecard, and I actually scored the fifth round for Moicano also. Um, Corners need to. Um, it's not boxing. It's crazy because boxing you'll see corners throw the towel in more than MMA.
Yep.
Even though a loss in boxing is way worse than it is in MMA. MMA, you could lose. I mean, you could lose 10 fights. Edson Barbosa has 10 losses, and people still love to see him fight every single time. You know what I mean? Bisping had what, like 16 losses before he got his title shot. Like,
Hmm.
losses really don't matter. You live to fight another day, right? It's crazy that in boxing they're more ready to throw the towel when if you get 3 or 4 losses, it's like people don't even care about you anymore, but they're willing to throw the towel in because people. What's it going to take for someone to die in MMA in the UFC at least? Because people have died in MMA, but are they waiting until someone dies in the UFC to start thinking that hey, maybe this is serious and maybe we should start throwing the towel in? I can
Yeah.
only think of
And
2 times I've seen the towel get thrown in. 2 times, and I've been
yeah.
watching since 2006. That's crazy.
It's nuts. HOB Comer coming through with I mean, I think you hit it right on the nail here. Uh they might know them best, but we also know they won't do what's best
Yeah,
for them. It's crazy. It's just a sense of pride, right?
I think
This
so. And
warrior mentality.
yeah, but I mean, you look at the only 2 times I could think of the towel being thrown in was Nate Diaz versus Josh Thompson, right? But that's literally his brother, his older brother, watching his younger brother get beat up, and he throws the towel in, right? A little different than just like a coach. And then the recently, Derek Brunson's corner threw the towel in against Jared Cannonier, and that I mean, well deserved. He was not going to get out of that, and this was not a situation where Moicano was going to come back from. So at this point, it's like, why? He's just taking so many unnecessary shots. And I want to say too, I forgot to mention this. What a class act RDA is. The guy
Yeah.
is so classy because I'll be honest, that fifth round, I
He
gave it to
definitely took his
Moicano.
foot off the pedal.
I think RDA was kind of like, this is a sparring round. This is a
Yep.
sparring round. You could tell because, dude, RDA doesn't gas. He doesn't gas and slow down like that. I'm almost positive he already talked about how much respect he had for Moicano for stepping up and taking this fight on such short notice.
All the shots to the head looked like he had taken some off.
Yeah,
So,
everything he
he
threw to
was
the
he
head
was
was
touching him up. The one time he threw
until
something heavy,
yeah,
Moicano clocks him with the combo, and he
yeah,
comes back with the body shot, like a hard body shot on Moicano.
yeah,
But,
yeah.
you know,
Shout out for to win. Got to run.
love you guys. Hey, we love you too, 4-1. Appreciate it, man. But yeah, just Moicano, very gutsy performance.
Hey, RDA
Well,
champ at 165 if they made the division.
oof, oof. Man, that's a tough one.
He looked damn good at 160.
He did. He did. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what kind of long-term effects this has on Moicano.
Oh, tough
We
one.
might not see him back in there for a while. We'll see. Sound
If
good?
I'm his coach, if I'm his team, I'm saying, hey, let's chill for a bit. I hope I hope he got paid. He deserves to get paid for this, man. Stepping up, saving the co-main event on 5 days' notice. He just fought in February. Like, I hope he got paid. You know, he was
For
finally
sure.
starting to get his traction. You know, and like go up. And
Well,
man,
that's
it
what I'm
sucks to
saying. A
see it.
little too much, a little too soon. I mean, he beat Jai Herbert, Chase Hooper, Alexander Hernandez. Not
Yeah,
necessarily all world beaters.
no. And the
And
Hooper
then
one was
boom,
a
Rafael dos Anjos.
yeah. That's tough, man.
Oh yeah, and Hooper was just the grappling.
Hooper was just a grappling match, yeah.
Yeah.
HOB
So
Comer, also one little annoyance. It's so dishonest when people like Bisping talk about how the fight should be stopped when we all know if Bisping was in that fight, he would fight to the death. Yeah.
Bisping would have his eye pop out and he'd continue fighting.
Dude, I remember when he was fighting Anderson Silva, I don't know where it was, maybe it was in London. They had it was early in the States, and we were working, and I had it up in the break room at Best Buy when I still worked with
I
you.
remember that. I was
Yeah.
there. I was
And
in there.
yeah. And at the end of the third round, I think it was, when his mouth guard falls out and he's pointing to the ref like, hey, my mouth guard. And Anderson lands the flying knee on him while he's talking and he just straight
Yeah.
literally KOs him. But Herb couldn't wave it off in time. The bell rang as he was falling down and they let it continue. Bisping has no. I agree with HLV Comer. And then Bisping won that fight. So maybe he's right. I don't fucking know. But he got knocked out.
But the difference might be though that Bisping was winning some of those rounds leading up to.
That's the difference,
where
right? Because he won on the
Moicano
scorecard.
was
It's not
getting
like
his ass beat.
yeah, it was not
So
good.
all right, let's move on here. Before that,
And wait, real quick, this RDA shows up and fights Fiziev. Who do you think would have won that fight? Because this was supposed to be Fiziev.
I think RDA, man.
I
If
think
this
RDA
RDA
would have beat
shows
him.
up, if
I
this
think RDA
RDA
would have beat
shows
him.
up, I'm telling you, man, he looks so good.
His ability to mix up the grappling as soon as you start throwing and committing to your strike. Same thing with Colby, but a little different because Colby's much more of a smothering wrestler, where RDA was like damaging.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
for sure.
RDA's top game looked so fucking good, and I'm pretty sure if I was a betting man, I would bet on Moicano to be a better grappler than Fiziev.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I would edge that out to RDA. Hey everybody, Romero and Will here. Thank you so much for watching that short clip. It's just a small clip of what we covered this last Sunday.
Yeah, if you want to check out the full fight card recap, the link is in the description, and it's going to be on screen at the end here. Don't forget to go back and watch our fighter interviews that we have. And don't forget to tune in live every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, and you can join in on the fun.
Yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It goes a long way. All right, everybody, thanks for watching that short clip from Story of the Fight.